How are you guys? Welcome back to Wargaming China. Well, this year's production run's been a bit up and down, but making one today. I'd like to say thank you to my new subscribers, and I'm going to continue going this year. The weather's going to get a bit cooler, so we should get more videos out, more games done. Alright, well, you know what this channel's about? I platform my understandings of the War of Resistance against Japanese aggression in China from 1931 to 1945. Now, if we think about World War II and we think about grenade discharges, the ones that pop into our head first and foremost are the German Granatwerfer 36, the British 2-inch light mortar, and the Japanese 50mm Type 89. Now, all of these weapons served with a mix of success or failure. If we look at the German Granatwerfer 36, it weighed 14 kilos, it had a range of 520 meters, and it could lob a 900 gram projectile, as I said, 520 meters. But it was too heavy, wasn't enough for range, didn't pack enough of a bang, it was too hard to produce, and the crews hated it. So by 1941, the Germans had relegated them to second line service. And then we come to the British 2-inch mortar. Now, this mortar, in various forms, is still in service today. So it's a very successful design, and it weighed 4.1 kilos. It had a range of 457 meters, and it fired a 1.2 HE projectile, or it could fire flares or illumination, and it was a very good design. Now, when we come to the Japanese, as I said, the first things we think of is the Type 89. But actually, the Japanese, the first gun introduction was the Type 10, and this entered service in 1921. Now, it fired a 530 gram projectile, explosive direct projectile, 160 meters, and the weapon itself weighed 2.5 kilos. It could also fire flares. Now, although it was a good enough weapon, by 1929, the Japanese had realized that they could do better, and they started to produce the Type 89. Now, it wouldn't be up until 1941 that the Japanese armed forces had completely re-equipped with this weapon. Production of the Type 89 was up and down at some times. Let's have a look for the stats for the Type 89. Well, the Type 89 weighed 4.6 kilos, and it could shoot a 790 gram bomb 650 meters, and obviously it could fire the full range of projectiles, illumination, high explosives, etc. Now, although during the First Battle of Shanghai in 1932, the Type 10 mortar and Type 89 mortar were in service, they didn't really attract too much attention. They didn't shine. But in the 1937 Battle of Shanghai, because it was a more static battle, these weapons, the Type 89 and the Type 10, caused havoc and large Chinese casualties. So many casualties, in fact, that Chiang said that we need a weapon that can do the same thing. Our weapons, we need to arm our troops with a similar weapon. So, by 1939, the 30th Arsenal had started production, and indeed some had been issued, of the Type 27 grenade discharger. Now, some authors would say that the Type 27 was more influenced by the Type 29, Type 89 than by the Type 10. But the way I look at it, if we look at the Type 10, it's a smoothbore weapon, and if we look at the Type 89, it's got a rifle bore. And the Type 27 mortar is a smoothbore weapon. It fires a 530 gram projectile, and it fires it. Well, it's calibrated as a range of up to 220 meters. It's sighted up to 220 meters. So, but as this weapon could fire Type 89 ammunition, and indeed the Type 89 or Type 10 could fire the ammunition for the Type 27, both armies found themselves using this weapon. And apparently, according to Ben Shi, some of these weapons were found on Pacific Islands in use by the Japanese. So there we go. Now, how did it break down in service? Now, if we look at the 1937 Infantry Division, before I get going, I think it's the 25th year type, but there's a 24th, 25th, 26th, 27th. The Chinese army was in a total stage of continuous change. And as I said, with all of these organizations, whether it be the Type 27th year organization, they're only good for one or two formations, because it's the exception is the rule for the Chinese army. So if we look at formations for 1937, we could see that there would be 18 of these per battalion. 3 battalions to a regiment or brigade. So what's that? 54. Now, that's a hell of a lot of firepower. And I'm fielding these because I'm working on, these are 1/72nd scale miniatures. They're very nice figures. And I'm working on a more generic Chinese army for 1939 to 45. And for that I needed the Type 27s. Now, I won't field them at the level of 18 per battalion, which if I break that down to rapid fire, it's about 3 per battalion. I won't field them that way because it's very doubtful that they actually ever achieved that in the field. However, I will perhaps paint a couple of extras so that I can put them on for some battles. It depends how accurate I can get the details of the units at the time. Okay, well, that's a Type 27. I hope you liked that. I hope that introduced you to a weapon that is new to you. Today I was working from the works of Ben Shi, Leo Doherty, and Chris Bishop, and Leslie Ness. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you press like. I hope you subscribe. Feel free to share my videos. Thanks very much. See ya.